I mean, it's fun when you go back and you think about some of the relationships I have with former players. You know, they're not always the best players, or they weren't always the best players. It's always the guys that you don't think that you're really getting through to. You know, a couple of the guys that I still go back and forth with, or I still hear from time to time, they were guys that I thought, man, for sure this guy's going to hate me. It's because you're harder on them, just because you can see that they're not focused on certain things, and they're not putting in the drive that they want to. And it's not even in a baseball perspective. It's more just hey, if you're out here, you might as well give it 100%. You know, your 100% may not look like his, but I can tell you've got more in you and you're just not doing it. And those are things that, you know, when they end up getting a job, or they go into the military, or they go into something else, they're going to have to learn to find that other gear even when they don't feel it. And at the high school level, I think one of the different things is you're probably more of a psychologist than anything, because at that age, it's just a big bag of emotions.
Oh, you never know what's happening. Girlfriend, you know, fights with buddies. Everybody wants to be cool, and I completely understand it. When I was younger, I wanted to be everyone wants to be
I don't know
liked.
what it's like not to be.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I know you. But yeah, that's definitely, because you don't know on each day a different personality may come, or just different emotions from kids. You don't know what may happen at home the night before. You may not know what's going on with their family life, or what's going on even with their just friends and relationship wise like that. And it's something you have to kind of be aware of and take into account as far as dealing with those kinds of things, the personalities, and just the different kinds of emotions that are going to come. And completely looking at a younger person, or even thinking of a younger myself, we take the emotion, we let our emotions just go from 0 to completely to the umpteenth level, and not realizing that it's just such a small fragment. But at that time, it's just a huge part. It's our whole life. Our kind of coolness, or our acceptability is all that matters. And it's just trying to relate to kids and relate to guys that, yes, this is where you're at right now, but this is just a quick snapshot of your perspective. You know, one of the things I always try to just explain to guys was, as far as the game goes, you may play it from, if you're lucky, you say 8 to 22, or 14 years or 12 years, whatever it may be, but you live to be 80. That's a small time to play a game.
Yeah. And
if you're going to play the game, like you said, if you're going to be at practice, you might as well let it go and do it as much and hard as you can. Dealing with kind of the situation with our entire world now with COVID and that, it's kind of a funny, not funny, but it's a moment to look at kind of how we always would try to say, play the game as it might be your last.
Sure.
No one saw this coming, right? And all of our seasons got shut down. So our last game was our 7th game into the season. And, sadly for some of the seniors, it was the last game possibly of their careers. And, you just don't want to think back and think, man, that 6th game, we got smashed our 6th game. I remember, because Beaumont came out and just crushed us. So, but some of those at bats though, you would think about, well, man, now I wish I could have went back and just done a little bit more. So it's kind of telling as far as baseball goes, and just trying to keep that with the kids and understand that.